Welcome to Yoga for Runners with me, Emma. This DVD is to supplement work that you've done with me in 2012. Come to the front of your mat. Set your feet hip distance apart and parallel with each other. And lift up through the inner arches of your feet. Lift up through your kneecaps and up through your thighs. Lifting up through the pelvic floor and up through the lower abdomen. Continue lifting up through your spine, all the way up through the neck and up through the crown of your head. Relax your shoulders away from your ears and let your arms hang beside you. Find the place where the weight is even between the front of the feet and the heels, even between left and right hand sides of the body. And standing here with the body balanced and the posture good, bring your awareness to your breath. Breathe through your nose, inhaling deep into the chest space, feeling the back and the side ribs stretch, and exhaling and gently releasing the breath. You're going to look for an even inhalation and an even exhalation throughout your yoga practice. Try not to hold the breath at any stage. Keep it flowing and use your breath as an indicator as whether you're going a little bit too far. In yoga, we're not looking to experience any discomfort in the postures. We're looking for an ease to take us deeper into these stretches and to cultivate strength. Keep breathing. Rich inhalation, rich exhalation. Keeping the same intensity throughout the breath. This might take some practice, but you will benefit and your running will benefit as a result, helping to increase your VO2 max. Coming forward now into a flat-backed forward bend, 90 degrees to your legs. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, come forward, taking the hands down to the backs of the legs or to the knees. And concentrate on keeping your back flat. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Keep your head in a nice straight line and the neck supporting. Keep the lower belly gently lifting up towards the spine, supporting the back. And keep your weight even in your feet. Again, not rocking back into the heels, but finding the place where you're balanced. Take some deep breaths here. Inhaling, feeling long in your back. Exhaling, giving the backs of the legs permission on that exhalation to begin to relax. You might find it beneficial to lift up through the quadriceps, gently lifting up through the kneecaps and just supporting the front of the legs, which will allow the backs of the legs, those hamstrings, to begin to let go. Keep breathing deeply here, even inhalation, even exhalation. Inhaling. And as you exhale, just fold forward now, taking your hands beside your feet, shoulder width apart. Bend your knees to let this happen if you find it challenging, and just tuck your head under for a moment and take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes, feel into the ground through your hands, and prepare to move into downward facing dog. So stepping the feet back then so that you come into an inverted V shape. The hands ground down into the floor with the crease of each wrist facing forward. Pushing down through into the hands and pushing up into the shoulders, roll them away from your ears. push up through the side waists and up into your hips, stretching through the latissimus dorsi muscles. Keep lifting up through your sitting bones behind you, stretching from your sitting bones into your fingertips. Keep taking some deep breaths. If you need to bend your knees, if it's too much for the hamstrings to begin with, then do so, that's fine. Slowly over time, over a number of breaths, you'll begin to stretch the heels down towards the floor, lengthening up the backs of the legs. Again, by lifting up through the quadriceps, evenly, inner and outer quads, then you'll begin to release through the backs of your legs. This really is probably one of the most beneficial postures that a runner can work with. It helps to decompress the spine and create some vital length in those ever shortening hamstrings. Remember to breathe deeply. If at any stage you need a little rest, then it's fine. Give yourself permission to just drop the knees down to the floor, coming into the pose of the child. Relax here for as long as is necessary, taking yourself back up into downward facing dog whenever you're ready. Remember to let the head hang here. There should be no tension in your neck. And again, even inhalation and even exhalation. Really letting go through those shoulders. So dropping the knees to the floor now, coming onto the hands and the knees with the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Move into your cat's breath. As you inhale, drop the belly towards the floor, look up towards the sky. As you exhale, lift your belly button up towards your spine and round your back. Inhaling, dropping belly, looking up. Exhaling, looking back through the legs and really pulling up through the abdomen. Inhale, moving in time with your breath here. Feeling into your back as you exhale and round. Take your awareness into your hips and watch them as the pelvis rolls over the top of the thigh bone, maximizing it in both directions. And also just watch into your arms, watch the shoulders rolling over the tops of your arms. Breathe deeply. So coming into a little bit of core stability work, you're going to inhale, lift your right arm and your left leg, opposite arm and leg, off the earth. Be aware not to drop down through your lower ribs, and really extend that back leg out behind you. The toes are pointing down towards the floor so that you're activating your hamstrings and not your hip. Don't sag down into your left shoulder, keep lifting up through that shoulder joint. Keep the lower ribs lifting, breathe deeply, stretching diagonally across the body. Little bit more strengthening work now. As you exhale, bring the elbow and the knee towards each other. As you inhale, stretch them away, stable in the core. Exhaling, right knee, left elbow. Keep the foot off the floor. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow, knee. Inhaling, expanding. Keep working with this. Exhale, elbow and knee. Inhaling and exhaling. Last time then, inhale, stretch it away, careful not to lift the hip, keep the pelvis steady. So from here you're going to bend the left leg and sweep the right hand round and take hold of the inside of your foot if you can reach. If you can't, then carry on extending the leg and the arm away from each other. Push down through the left hand into the floor and keep extending up through the back of the thigh. This is great. This is getting into the quadriceps, stretching out the hip flexors and getting some flexibility in the front of that shoulder. And then relax the hand and the knee back down to the earth, come back onto all fours. Ready to work the other side now. When you're ready, inhale, extend the left arm and the right leg out behind you. Again, use the exhalation to gently draw up through the lower abdomen, draw up through the ribs, extending out through the back of the right heel, lifting up through the back of the knee and extending the left arm away from you. Careful not to just sag down through that right shoulder. Come to your breath, even inhalation, even exhalation. Filling the back on the inhalation, expanding and exhaling and trying to relax into these postures. Into the strengthening work now. As you exhale, bring the left elbow and the right knee towards each other. Inhaling, extending back out. Exhale, lift the belly, elbow and knee towards each other. Inhale, extend diagonally, lengthen. Exhale. And inhale, long slow breaths, moving your body in time with the breath. Exhaling, rounding the back, pushing up through the right arm. Inhaling, extending. Last time, exhale. Inhaling, extending. Holding this work then, and when you're ready, breathing normally, bending the right knee and sweeping the left hand round this time to take hold of the inside of the foot. From here, extend up through the back of the leg, coming into a little backward bend. Keep the gaze forward, don't do anything weird with your neck. Keep your head following the line of the back and the neck. Keep breathing deeply, extending up, enjoying that nice stretch through the left shoulder and up through those right hip flexors. Dropping the knees down to the floor, then the hand back down to the floor. Take a few breaths. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, hip distance apart. Turning the toes under, stretch back into your downward facing dog once again. A few deep breaths here. And beginning to prepare for a little bit of a lunge work. When you're ready, use an inhalation and bring your right foot forward between your hands. Now, if it doesn't quite get there, you might need to help it forward, but you do need a good distance between that front foot and the back foot. So come up onto your fingertips and roll your shoulders away from your ears. Try not to bear down into your hands, really push down through that right foot. You want the right hip and the knee level with each other. Not too high, not too low. And by pushing down into that foot, you're beginning to activate the gluteus medius muscles in the hips. So you're strengthening through your hips. Feeling really long through that back leg, growing the crown and the heel in opposite directions. And once again, breathing deeply. So dropping the left knee down to the floor now, bring your hands up to your right knee. Keeping your hands there, gently push against the knee to keep yourself upright. And don't let the pelvis drop forward. Use an exhalation to gently lift up through the front and drop down through the tailbone. We keep sinking deeply down here. This is a really good stretch out for your psoas, one of the major hip flexors. You might find you can actually begin to move that knee a little bit further backward as you breathe deeply and release here. Keep those shoulders rolling down your back. For this next variation, you might want to put a small towel underneath your left knee. Certainly the further back you've got that knee away from your hip, the more comfortable this is going to be. Now, getting deep into your quadriceps, if you like, you can bend the back knee, sweep the right hand round and take hold of the foot. Keeping the left hand on the knee for your balance, take some deep breaths here, breathing in and out through the nose and just dropping down a little bit deeper, drawing the heel in as close to you as feels appropriate. Most runners do find this one quite tough. We spend a lot of time stretching through the hamstrings, but we're not quite so disciplined with the front of the leg, so it is important, friends. Keep with it, stay with the breath. So releasing that back foot then, press back and straighten the right leg. Anchor the heel, draw the toes up towards your shin. Take the hands to the mat, or you might need to use some blocks either side. And lift up through your sitting bone, rolling the shoulders away from your ears and pressing the chest forward down the extended leg. Don't drop through the head, keep the head long, neck long. Again, deep breaths here. Trying to get into that IT band now. You're going to walk your hands round to the right, creating a little semicircle with the spine. Keep drawing back through the right hip. Breathe deeply. Toes drawing up towards the shin. And just beginning to feel that in the outside of the right leg. When you're ready, walk the hands back round to the front of your mat. Turn the back toe under, coming back up into the lunge. We're going to move into your warrior. So when you're ready, turn that back foot so the heel comes down to the earth and the back foot comes to 45 degrees. Straighten the leg, bend the right knee so the knee is over the ankle. And inhale and stretch the arms up towards the sky. Be aware of the fact that the pelvis will want to roll forward, so use an exhalation and draw the lower abdomen in and up. Keep your shoulders rolling away from your ears, but your arms dynamic. Strong arms. Breathing deeply here in your warrior. Keep stretching from the left hip down into the outside of that left foot, increasing the ankle joint's ability to dorsiflex. Keep breathing deeply. Warrior is so good for strengthening your back. Interesting transition here now. So you're going to exhale and take the hands to the mat either side of the front foot. Start to transfer the weight into the front foot, and when you're ready, inhale and come up into Warrior 3, extending the back leg out behind you and bringing the arms and the back up so the arms, back and leg are all in a straight line. Don't sag through the arms, keep lifting them up by your ears and look at a point on the mat in front of you. So coming up to standing, sweep that left leg all the way through and bring the knee up towards your chest. Bring your arms beside your body with your fingertips stretching down towards the earth. Keep lifting up through that left thigh, strengthening through the hip flexors and the psoas. Breathe deeply, don't flare your lower ribs. Inhale, and then as you exhale, step the left leg back. You want about 1 meter between your feet, and the heels need to be in line with their own respective hip bones. Press back through that right hip. Bring the hands either into the prayer position behind your back, or if you can't quite reach that, take hold of your opposite elbows. Keep the chest open. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, fold forward. Really stretching your chest down the extended leg, pulling back through the right hip and pushing forward with the left hip. Head and neck stay in line with the upper back. There's an even inhalation and an even exhalation through the nose as you work here. When you need a rest, take the hands to the earth, step the feet back and breathe deeply in downward facing dog. Ready to begin the sequence on the other side. So doing our lunge then, bringing the left foot forward with an inhalation. Again, if it doesn't quite get there, help it forward. Then setting yourself up with the hands either side of the foot, shoulder width apart on your fingertips. Pushing down into the left foot, lifting up through the inner arch of the foot so you're not collapsing. Supporting the hip, knee and hip in line with each other, and then feeling long, really long, from that right heel up through into the crown of the head. Dropping that right knee to the floor now, coming into the deep hip flexor stretch. Hands coming back up to the knee, keeping yourself upright. Don't let that left hip flare out to the side. Keep drawing it in, supporting. And then with long exhalations, drop deeply down through the hips. Point the back toes away from you. Breathe through your nose, fill your back. Empty the breath and go deeper. If you want to go deeper into the quadriceps, you could place a small towel underneath your right knee if it feels good. Keeping that knee way back behind the hip, bend it and sweep the left hand round and take hold of the inside of the foot. If you're too wobbly to do this, then stay with the previous work. But if you are strong enough and you're gently lifting up through your pelvic floor as you sink deeply down, you're going to get a really strong stretch in that right quadricep, inner and outer quads here. Don't bring tension up into the shoulders. Breathe deeply. Releasing the foot then. Hands coming down to the floor, rock back and straighten the left leg. Bring the left toes up towards the shin, anchor the heel and lift the left sitting bones out behind you. Offer the belly some support as you exhale through the nose, gently draw up through the lower abdomen. Even inhalation and exhalation. Don't forget to smile a little bit. Inhaling and exhaling. Coming into that little IT band stretch. With an exhalation, walk the hands round to the left. Keep the hips square. Keep the right hip tucked in as the right shoulder stretches away from that right hip. Strong in the left leg. Support in the head. Rounded breaths. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, return back to the center and come back into your lunge, preparing for Virabhadrasana, the warrior. So then, turning the back foot sideways, take the heel to the floor, foot coming to 45 degrees. Straighten that back leg, keeping the front knee bent. Inhale and stretch the arms up towards the sky. Again, the shoulders are away from the ears, shoulder blades rolling down the back, lifting dynamically up into the fingertips. As you exhale, draw up through the lower abdomen. And again, we're strong from the outside of that right foot all the way up to the hip. And we're intending for the hips to be facing the front of the mat. Don't worry if they're not, but that's the intention. So as you sink the left thigh down parallel to the floor, draw the right hip forward. Transitioning now into Virabhadrasana 3. Warrior 3. Transfer the weight into the left foot. You can take the hands to the floor if it helps, and then inhale and lift yourself up so the arms, torso and right leg all come into a nice straight line. Offer the back support by gently lifting up through the lower abdomen, drawing tummy button up towards the spine. Keep extending through the back knee and lifting up through the arms so they're level with your ears. Don't worry if you're a little bit wobbly. Keep breathing deeply. Coming forward now, draw the right knee up towards your chest, standing upright, bringing the arms beside you, stretching the hands down. Strengthening through the hip flexors. Working that knee as high as you can. This will make your stride much deeper and faster. Keep breathing here, keep lifting, strengthening. And then when you're ready, step that right foot back behind you, about 1 meter. Heels in line with the hips. Bring the hands up into the prayer position behind your back, or hold the opposite elbow. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently come forward, flat back, extending over the left leg. Legs are straight. Keep pressing back through the left hip, drawing the right hip forward. Don't collapse through the arches of your feet. Keep the integrity in the feet, lifting up, strengthening the arches. Even inhalation, even exhalation as you work here. When you feel that you've worked enough, take the hands to the mat, shoulder width apart. Step the left foot back and come into downward facing dog. When you need a little rest, you can drop the knees to the floor, coming into pose of the child. So the knees come down to the floor, the bottom comes back towards the heels, and we relax the elbows to the mat, taking some long deep breaths into the back, massaging the belly into the thighs. Really important to recognise that rest is just as important as your yoga, as your training, as your running. It's here that the body gets an opportunity to recover. If you'd like to bring some extra work into the shoulders, you could turn the hands parallel with each other, stretch the fingers in one direction, the heels in the other, and just feel that different work in your shoulders. So coming out of that work then, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, roll up to kneeling. I'm just kneeling here in the hero pose, hands on the knees, shoulders relaxed, and just stretching through the fronts of your shins and your ankle joints. If you need to roll up a mat and put it underneath your ankles, then do. Check that your feet aren't rolling out to the sides. Breathe deeply. Little plantar fascia stretch, turning the toes under, sitting upon the heels, again ensuring that the heels are straight up and down with the toes. If you like, you can take your hands back and give your feet a little massage. Just really important to stretch through these tendons beneath the feet. Coming onto your belly, take a moment just to take the hands one on top of the other underneath your forehead. Take a few deep breaths here. You're rolling from side to side to release the lower back. And then bending your knees, keeping your knees hip distance apart, take hold of your feet or your ankles. If you need to work one side at a time, that's fine. Holding here, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, push down through into the earth, through the pelvis. Push your shins away from you with an inhalation and start to stretch back into your bow. If you need a little rest at any time, come back down to the floor. Taking yourself back up when you're ready. Shins pressing away, thighs lifting off the mat, knees off the mat as the upper back is drawn back. This is a really good stretch, the bow here, for the front of the shoulders, opening up the front of the body, which gets so tight when you're running, strengthening up the rhomboids. Come down, rest. Deep breaths into the lower back, stretching it out. Working next with your locust, you're going to bring the legs together. Arms are beside the body with the palms facing down. This is a little bit of strengthening work for your back and for your hamstrings. When you're ready, inhale, and as you exhale, press down through the pelvis and lift up on the inhalation through the legs, through the back. Don't lead with your chin, lead with your crown. If you need a little rest at any stage, come down on the exhalation, working as many times as comfortable for you. Inhaling, coming back up. Try not to bend the knees. Feel that you've worked enough, just come back down to the floor, rest the forehead on the hands and take some deep breaths into the back. A little bit of core work now, making you really strong. Bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. Stretch the hands out, shoulder width apart, and lift your knees off the mat. Feet should be hip distance apart. Don't have the bottom up in the air, don't banana it down towards the floor, but stay strong, heels in one direction, crown in the other, and offering support up through the lower abdomen. Coming into your side plank now, you need to take the right foot either in front of the left foot or stack it on top. And breathing here, stretch up through your right arm, lifting the gaze, keeping the left hip off the earth. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, take that right arm underneath your body. Don't take the arm to the floor. Inhale, stretch back up. Exhale, take it through underneath. Inhale, back up. Exhale, stay strong here. A few more. Inhaling. Exhale, take it through and underneath. Inhale. Last time. Exhale, underneath. Inhale, look back up towards the sky, stretch up. And then settle back into your full plank. Stay strong, and then moving into your side plank. Inhale, stretch the left arm up towards the sky. You might need the left foot in front of the right foot. Keep the legs straight, keep lifting up through the hips. Keep sucking that right arm into its shoulder socket. Stay strong in that socket. Open through the waist. Lift the gaze. Breathe deeply, inhaling. And this time as you exhale, take the left arm underneath your body. Inhaling, stretching back up. Exhale, coming through. Don't let the arm come to the earth. Inhaling deeply, stretching back open. Exhale through, a few more to go. Inhaling, coming up. Exhale. Inhale, open, look up. Exhale, bring that left arm underneath you. Inhaling, stretching up, last time, and when you're ready, exhale, come down to the earth. Make any little movements that feel good. And once again, honouring the importance of rest. If you want to, pushing back into the pose of the child, hands come underneath the shoulders. Push your bottom back towards your heels, let the elbows come to the earth, forehead comes to the earth. If you can't get the forehead to the earth, you could make fists with the hands, one hand on top of the other hand underneath the forehead so you can relax through the upper body. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, push up onto all fours, knees apart, cross the ankles. We're going to roll over your knees, eventually coming to cross-legged and coming to sitting. If that's difficult, by all means just come to sitting any which way you like, and then extend your legs out in front of you, coming into Dandasana. Heels extend away, hands are beside the hips, lifting up. If you're tight in the hamstrings, you might benefit from sitting on a block. Otherwise, keep lifting up through the spine. That starts in the pelvic floor, lifting up into the core of the body, up through the back of the neck. Take your gaze towards your big toes. Keep activating your feet into a pretend wall to keep the alignment of the legs. Take the hands behind you, hands to the earth, push down into the floor, and let the chest start to rise up away from you. Extend your toes away, and when you're ready with a deep inhalation, let the hips lift from the earth. Keep lifting up through the center of your chest, taking the breath right up towards your collarbones. Try not to breathe into your belly in the inclined plane work here. Really good work for strengthening the back of your body and opening the chest. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, release your bottom to the floor. Coming to a little bit of forward bend work, you might benefit from sitting on a block, and if you can't reach your feet, take a strap around your feet, bringing the arms straight as you hold it. Wherever it is you work, keep the shoulders rolling down your back. Inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, start to deepen without losing the integrity in the upper back. Keep extending the feet away from you. Gentle lifting up through the quadriceps. And so to release, straighten the arms, inhale, extend, and exhale, come back up to sitting. Draw the soles of the feet together, walk them in towards you, and let the knees open away from you as you keep erect through the spine. Now don't suffer in the knees. If you've got any tightness in the knees, one of the things you can do is to roll up a strap and to place it under the knee. That'll give you some more space in that knee joint. And then once again, hands to the feet and let the knees open. The other thing you can do is to actually press the heels together to keep the integrity in that knee joint. Inhale, sit really tall, and exhale and begin to start to work yourself forward. Now there's no point in going forward if you just round the back. Keep trying to work the sitting bones out behind you and keep the chest open. Deep breathing here in Bandha Konasana, the cobbler pose, opening up the groin. Inhale, straighten, lift up, and coming into a hamstring stretch. Stretch the left leg away from you, right knee still opens to the side. Hands come down to the foot or holding a strap. Take a deep breath in, and exhale and go forward over the leg. Again, keeping long in the front of the body as you breathe deeply here. Keep soft in the right hip. Straighten the arms, inhale, look forward and extend, and exhale and release. Crossing the right foot over. Take the left hand, hug the right knee, right hand comes behind you. Little twist, inhale, and exhale, look over the right shoulder. Keep tall as you inhale. Unfold a little further to the right as you exhale. This gets right into the muscles closest to the spine. To go further, you can bend the left leg and bring the left foot by your hip and continue twisting. This is your half spinal twist. Both these get right into the external hips, into the piriformis, into the IT band. Inhaling, looking forward, and exhale and release. Coming into the pinwheel, you're going to sweep that right foot back and rest the right knee in the instep of the left foot, trying to keep the hips as square as possible. Face your left leg, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, try to fold over that left leg and knee. Try and get the elbows to the floor so you can really relax through the shoulders. No point in holding on to any unnecessary tension here. And this again gets into the piriformis, the external hip rotator on the left leg, which through all of our everyday living, sitting and running, can get very tight and restrict the hips. Inhaling, coming up now. And as you exhale, sweep that right leg back behind you for your pigeon. This is a really, really important posture for runners. You might find that if your left buttock is off the floor, you need to tuck a block or even two, don't be proud, underneath that buttock. Face the front of your mat, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, relax over that leg. Again, it's nice to take the elbows to the floor so you can take some really deep breaths into the hips. You can relax the upper back completely. Try not to do anything funky with that back leg. Be right on the top of the thigh. No rolling in, rolling out. And when you're ready, inhale and come back up to sitting. And once again, just bring both feet together. Gently relax the knees away from the centre line. Inhale. And exhale, stretch the right leg away from you. Left foot up the inside of the right leg. This is head to knee pose again. Hand holding the foot or the strap, breathing in, lengthening. Exhaling and relaxing. Don't round the upper back. Keep the shoulder blades pressing towards each other. Inhale, straighten, and exhale and release. Lift that left leg up and bring the left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Use your right arm, hug the left leg in towards you. Inhale, sit tall. And as you exhale, twist round to your left hand to the earth. Always thinking about being really tall and letting the twist come from the back, no pushing or shoving. If you'd like to go further, you can bend the right leg and bring that right foot round by your left hip. Keep twisting. A little bit deeper work here. If it's too much, then keep the right leg extended away. Don't lose the height. Coming into your pinwheel when you're ready. Inhale, look forward. And exhale and release. You're going to scoop that left leg back so that the left knee is sitting in the cup of the right instep. Face your right leg, take a breath in, and exhale and fold over the right leg. Trying to keep the hips level and letting go through the right hip with long, slow breaths. Remember, the breath is the key to releasing these tight muscles, these tight hips. As you inhale, come back up to sitting and sweep the left leg behind you for pigeon. You'll have the right heel sitting in front of the left hip and the right knee in front of the right hip. You might need to sit on a block just to get those hips nice and square. Take a deep breath in, and when you're ready, slowly lower down over the right leg. Again, enjoying that deep stretch. Try and let go from any tension in between the shoulder blades, any tension in the sacrum, the back of the pelvis. And you're probably feeling that very deeply in your hip. Inhale and exhale and release. Scoop your feet forward in front of you. Shake out your hips, shake out your knees, any tension. Take a breath in, and when you're ready, release back down onto the floor, onto your back. You need to bend your knees and bring your feet up behind your bottom, feet hip distance apart. Take your arms away from your body and turn your palms up to face the sky for a moment. Take a few deep breaths here. And then we're going to move into a little stretch for your IT band. You need to walk your left foot out to the side and find the place that when you drop that knee back down into the center line, it comes down in line with your hip. You can let your right knee just relax out to the side. Or if you want to go further, you can take that right foot and rest it on the left knee and then let the right knee open out to the side. And then take some deep breaths, allowing the left knee to drop down and then stretching the left waist down towards the floor. This is the best stretch that I've found for the IT band. And when that feels good, just bring the knees back up to the center line. And working on the other side, take a breath in and breathe out. This time walk the right foot out to the side, finding the place when the knee drops in, it's in line with the hip. You can either work here with the left knee dropping out, or once again you can take the left foot and you can put it on top of the right knee, and you can let that knee drop even further and deeper down, breathing your right hip down towards the floor. Really important to keep this IT band stretched out, otherwise it has a tendency to give you knee and hip issues. Keep breathing down through the right hip, and take your hand to it if it helps. Inhale deeply and exhale and release. You're going to lie down onto the earth into your final relaxation. If you need to, you can hug the knees in towards your chest to begin with. Just stretch out your back and then take your legs to the floor. Extend them away from you. Let the legs come apart and the feet relax out to the sides. Take your arm away from your body and turn your palms up to face the sky. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Take a long deep breath in through your nose. And exhale with a little soft sigh, and let any remaining tension in the body release. And again, do that again. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And then come to stillness. Any last tension in the body dissolves away, feeling very heavy against the earth. You notice your breath becoming very soft and very gentle, very subtle. And you bring your mind to rest in the space between the eyebrows, and you let the frontal mind melt down towards the back of the skull. Rest here, allowing your body to revive and recover from your yoga and from your training.